When you consider Hashem as a father, as a mother, He will be next to you.
Of Hashem, those weeks we talk a lot about Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov. As every week I said, that those parashiyot are the best parashiyot from where we learn how to be a Jew. Because it all began with Abraham, that he was not Jewish. Abraham Avinu was not Jewish at all. He was Oved Avodah Zarah. He did the Avodah Zarah. He was idolat like his father. But he came to a conclusion that there is Hashem. From here we learn something, that a man with no background, with nothing, if he want, with his ratzon, with his will, he can find out that there is Hashem. Like Einstein, when he was born, did he was born a philosopher? Did anybody thought that he will do the bomb atomic? No. He was like everybody who could believe that this man will be one day the most famous man in the world. Even when with the American people, how much they were at the beginning wars against the black people. Who could imagine that one day in America there could be, Obama president? No one. And today, it's happened. And not only he's a president, but everybody love him. The white people, they like him, and they want him as president. Maybe he has a chance to win the election. A big chance to win. And even that the situation is not so bad, so good in America, but what we can imagine, what we can expect, it could happen. Everything could happen. There is nothing that it's impossible to happen. That means a man with knowledge, with thought, with a little bit of Heshvon HaNefesh, he can find out that there is God. There is no, it's not, that's it. It's so that's why it's so important for us to know that Abraham Avinu, our first father, he was not a man who was born with Jewish education. He was born with no Jewish education, with nothing, and he has no help from nobody. And at the end, he became one of the biggest believers of Hashem, one of the first men who did teshuvah, and not only did teshuvah, but he converted a lot of people to believe in Hashem. Convert people that they were Avodah Zarah, and now he convert them to believe that there is God. That was Avraham Avinu. And then from Avraham Avinu we saw the way he educated his children, and then he had, and then we saw that Yitzhak Avinu, he had two children, and I always thought that Yitzhak Avinu, he was so holy man, he was so big tzaddik. I always would thought that a man like Abraham Avinu, it's impossible that he could have a baby like Esav, a child like Esav. I always thought it's Avinu, that he was the first one who sacrificed himself to Hashem. That kind of man, he could only have two tzaddikim. But we saw that he had one tzaddik and one rasha. One became Yaakov, and the other one became Esav. I don't believe. How could it happen? So from here you learn that even from a Jewish home with a lot of religion, somebody can come out bad. It's like you can cook the best food in the world. You can, if you don't watch it, you can burn it. And then you see the perfection of a Jewish house, Yaakov Avinu. So you see, from nothing, from Abraham Avinu, that he was nothing, he became something. Then he built a good family, and from that family, Yitzhak came, and from Yitzhak, a broken house came, Yaakov and Esav, and then from Yaakov Avinu was the perfect house, the Shvatim. All of them were tzaddikim. So you see, 3 levels: Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov. Nothing, something, and nothing, and something, but that something with a lot of things that happened there, Yaakov and Esav, and then everything was perfect, Yaakov Avinu. Now, it's up to the rest. Now it's up to us. Because now that's why we call us Beit Yaakov, the house of Yaakov. We belong to the house of Yaakov. We don't belong to the house of Yitzhak, and we don't belong to the house of Abraham. We belong to the perfect house of Yaakov. Like the Torah said, that Yaakov, he arrived Shalem. He was perfect. There was complete, perfect. The real perfection was Yaakov Avinu alav shalom. Now it's up to you. Or you want to be like the house of Abraham, or like the house of Yitzhak, or the house like Yaakov. But one thing you should know: from each house, you learn something. I have to be careful not to be this. I have to be careful to be like only this. I mean, you have to take the best of each of the patriarch of Abraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov, and they were the best. Abraham was the best, Yitzhak was the best, and Yaakov was the best, and the 3 of them were perfect. Only if we talk about them, they were perfect. Only something did happen to Abraham, and something happened to Yitzhak, and something happened to Yaakov. So when learning their story, you can only choose what you want to be. Do you want to build your house like Yaakov did? Do you want to build the house like Yitzhak did? So if you want to build the house like Yitzhak did, you have to choose Yaakov. Do you want to build as Avraham Avinu did? So you have to build, you have to learn not what Abraham was, but what Abraham, it happened to him, what he became. Because what he became, it became only because he thought. And today everybody can think. Now that I know that Abraham was nothing, and because he thought, he became what he was. So it's a big argument for me if I don't try to do like Avraham Avinu. Now there is something that I want to talk about. There is a big question that we ask about. One of the biggest nisayon that Avraham Avinu had. You know what? Hashem said to Avraham, "Get out from your house, from your country, and go to the country that I will show you, that I will tell you." But he did not tell him where. It's incredible. He did not tell him where. Usually, you tell me, go. If I tell you, please do me a favor. You love me, go to that place. Where? I will not tell you. I mean, it's strange that Hashem didn't want to tell. But that was one of the biggest. Do you know what Hashem said to Abraham? Hashem said to Abraham, by listening what I'm telling you, I will give you children. You become very well known. People will bless their children with your zechut. And Hashem promised him a lot of promises, but he did not tell him where to go. And Avraham Avinu alav shalom, for him, he loved so much Hashem. For him, there is no problem. He left. He went. He left. He went. And when you love Hashem, Bemet, when you love Hashem, Hashem, he become your GPS. He become your guidance. He become the one. And suddenly, the feet of Abraham, they did not take another way. They took the way to Eretz Canaan. Sometimes you pray to Hashem in the morning. Hashem, give me money. Hashem, I want a good business. Help me. A lot of times you don't know if this business is good or not good. Or sometimes you don't know what kind of business you want to do. Even for a wife, you don't know which one to take. This one, it's a problem. But when you pray to Hashem, when you pray to Hashem, and you believe in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, He will direct you where to go. He will direct you which wife, which woman to take. He will direct you what business to do. Like this morning, two partners, they came, and they want to do a big business. And they told me, we don't know what to do. Yes, to buy it, not to buy it. Today the situation is bad, the cries. We don't know what to do. I say, well, you pray to Hashem. I pray for you, you pray for yourself. And Hashem will direct you, yes or no. But you must really pray to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Avraham Avinu alav shalom, Hashem told him, do what I'm telling you. He said, okay. He did not even say which way. Left, right, go, where? Just go. And he went. Where he went, his feet took him to Eretz Canaan. That's the place that Hashem wanted him to go. Can you imagine? Avraham Avinu alav shalom, he wake up in the morning and he see all kind of directions. Where? North, east, west, south. Well, I don't know where, but where? Well, let's choose this way. And that was the way. That was the way. That was the way. It's incredible. But now, it's a problem. Hashem, He promised him to be rich. Now we have a big problem. He arrived to Egypt, to Israel, to Eretz Canaan, and then he see there that there is no food. So Hashem told him, look, Abraham, you have to go to Egypt. He could say to Hashem, Hashem, I don't understand you. You told me to take the best, that you were going to give me the best country of the world, Eretz Canaan. And what I arrive here, there is no food. Until we go to Egypt, that means that Egypt, they are better than Eretz Canaan. He could say that to Hashem, but he did not say nothing. Now he went to Egypt. Now there is another problem. His wife, she's beautiful wife. It was very well known that in Egypt, if there is a beautiful woman, they take it for Paro. That was the law. Paro is the best, he's the king, so he deserves the best. If she's married, they will take her, they will kill the husband, they will give it to Paro. That was the law. Now there is a big problem. Abraham Avinu alav shalom, he didn't know what to do. So he said to his wife, look, we have no choice. Hashem said to come here. Both of them could say, well, but it's crazy all this. To leave Haran for Eretz Canaan, and then from there is nothing, and we have to come here, and we're in danger. What is this? And No Abraham, no Sarah. They did not say a word. Can you imagine? I mean, from here you learn how to serve Hashem. I mean, from here you learn. I mean, it's always people, why? Always people, they ask questions. Why this? Why this? We learn from Abraham Abinu that never he said why. He never said why to Hashem. Never said why. Why Hashem did that? Why you did that? He loved Hashem. He could. I mean, it's logic to ask Hashem. Hashem, just give me a reason. I want to understand. Even the reason he doesn't want to know. Usually, we want to know a reason. Tell me why you do that. Why you did that. But Abraham Abinu, he was convinced. Whatever Hashem does, you should not ask. I don't need to know why. This is his willing. This is his will. This is his ratzon. That's it. But there is a problem. Big problem. But he said to his wife, instead of asking questions about God, let's prepare ourselves for the worst. She said, what? If they tell you who are you, tell them that you are my sister. Tell them that you are my sister. And if you tell them that you are my sister, they will be very proud to ask me your hand. Because if you tell them you are my husband, I am your husband, they kill me. But if you tell them you are my sister, they will do all the best to ask me to give them my sister to the king, and then they will give me money, and they will give me a lot of donations. And that's what happened. Now there is a big question. I don't understand Avraham Abinu. And this is a question that a lot of people ask already. We see that Avraham Abinu, he is somebody that he don't like the money of people. When he did the war against those, when the 4 kings, they did a war against the 5 kings, and they kidnapped all the people of Sodom, and they kidnapped Lot, the nephew of Abraham. Then Abraham, he wanted to fight them, and he liberated everybody. And the king of Sodom, he said to Abraham, Abraham, thank you for all what you did. Now please take the whole money and give me just the people. And what Abraham told him, take your money, take your people, and I don't want nothing from you. I don't want that one day you will say that I, the king of Sodom, it's because of me Abraham become rich. I want nothing from you. I want not even $1, even a $0.50, even a $0.25. I don't want nothing from you. Take your money. Baruch Hashem, I have God. I have Hashem. So for me, you see that Abraham, it was somebody that he didn't want money from people. So the question is, how he said to his wife, tell them that you are my sister, so I become rich because of you. But on one hand, we see that Abraham, he don't want money from people. On the other hand, he was looking for money. It's a good question, yes? You understand? It's like he was looking for money. I mean, this is the question. Why Abraham Abinu alav shalom? We have to understand what's going on here. So there is another question. For Abraham to go to Egypt, it was a big test. And then it's like he was happy with this test, because now he's going to be happy. now he's going to be rich. Uh-huh. So tell me, Abraham, are you happy or are you not happy? On one hand, it's a test for you that you're going to go to Egypt. On the other hand, you arrive to Egypt. I have an idea. Super. I am in Egypt. I'm going to be rich. Please, Sarah, do me a favor. Tell them you are my sister. So they will give me a lot of money because of you. Abraham, that's what you think about? To become rich? No. On one hand, you didn't want money from Sodom. On the other hand, you want money from Paro. What's this? The same way that you don't want that people will say that it's not the king of Sodom who make me rich. So how you want that people will say the people? If Paro will give you money, the people will say who made Moshe, who made Abraham Rabbeinu rich? Paro. What's this? I was thinking how much Abraham Rabbeinu was a big tzaddik. And I would like just to tell you this. How much you have to be careful today from what you take money and from where you have to be careful not to take money. Today, unfortunately, people, they don't care from where to get money. Drug money, prostitute money, black money. I mean, I'm telling you, sometimes I have sometimes God tests me from people that I know that their money is not kosher, and they give me big donations, and I just refuse because I know their money is not kosher. Always I tell people in my shiurim, please, I'm not a prophet, I don't know from where I get money, but if somebody knows that his money is not kosher, I don't want him to give me the money. Because, we don't know from where. In my life, it happened that people that they give me big donations, and I didn't want to accept them. I told them, give me a check, not the cash. And of course, they say, well, the cash we don't, the check we don't. So I said, please, this cash, I don't like it. I don't know from where it comes from. And let's see if you can prove me that this cash is kosher. Or if you want, I give you a receipt for that cash. And they don't want the receipt. So I said, please do me a favor. Give it to somebody else. I don't want it. You see, we see from Abraham Abinu alav shalom, he didn't want the money of Sodom. Because the money of Sodom, when the king of Sodom proposed him the money, he didn't want to take it. That was money of a big Rasha. Because the people of Sodom and Amorah, they steal money from each other. So that money was not kosher. It was not kosher. So he didn't want that money. And beside this, exactly the miracle that happened to Abraham, it happened to the king of Sodom. Abraham, Nimrod, Nimrod, Arasha, he took Abraham, he threw it in the fire, it didn't get burned. And Nimrod, he felt on a place where there is a lot of fire, and he didn't get burned. He remained alive. Oh. Yes. And that war, he remained alive. So most of the people that they didn't believe of the miracle of Abraham, when they saw what happened to the king of Sodom, they said, well, if that happened to the king of Sodom, so what we heard about the miracle that happened to Abraham, it's true. Why Hashem, he did that miracle to the king of Sodom? Why Abraham was fighting those those kings to save the people of Sodom, it happened a miracle to the king of Sodom. So, hey, king, if you're a tzaddik, why you didn't fight? Why you lost the war against those kings? So, who won the war? Abraham. But on one hand, Sodom, the king of Sodom, had a big nest. So, what he said to Abraham, I had the nest, the same nest like you. So, everybody now started to believe the nest that happened to Abraham a few years ago. Because the same miracle that happened to Abraham happened to the king of Sodom. But the advantage that Abraham has more than the king of Sodom, that Abraham, he went alone and he fight the kings, he beat them with the name of Hashem. So now, if Abraham will accept the money from the king of Sodom, so that means the king of Sodom, he may say, well, I made Abraham rich, and I had the same miracle that happened to Abraham. But because Abraham he did not accept the money from Sodom, so Abraham he showed him that the miracle that happened to you, it happened to you only that people will believe that Hashem made me a miracle. The miracle that Hashem made with you, He did it with me. And the difference between you and me, it's that I'm not a ganav, you are a ganav. Because the money that you propose me, I don't want it. I don't want to do that one day you will say, I made Abraham rich. So here's your money, here's your people. But with Paro, Abraham was very clever. Why? Because Abraham he said to Sarah, listen to this, beautiful what I'm going to tell you. Abraham he said to Sarah, Sarah, you're beautiful. You know what's going to happen? If they know that I am your husband, they'll kill me to take you. But tell them you are my sister. So if you tell them my sister, they will make me rich. Why? Because anyway, Hashem promised me to become rich. How am I going to be rich? Now we have an opportunity to become rich. Anyway, Hashem, listen to that. Abraham said to Sarah, anyway, Hashem told me to go to Egypt. It's impossible that Hashem tell me to go to Egypt and you will be raped. It's not logic. Hashem cannot tell me, go to Egypt, and then I will go to Egypt, and they will rape you. They will take you. It's impossible. So I think Hashem, He wants us to come to Egypt only because it must be a way to be, because Hashem promised me to be rich. So it must be a way to become rich. Which way to become rich? In Eretz Canaan, there is poverty, there is problems there. So the only way to become rich is this opportunity, that you will be taken to the house of Paro. It will be a shame, because, and then what they will give you, it's only the money that they will give you is to pay your damage. Because they cause you a shame. I mean, it's like a damage. I mean, yes. It damage your name. So it's kosher. That money is kosher. And Abraham Avinu was a big tzaddik. He was a big tzaddik. Abraham Avinu big tzaddik. Just look, Abraham Avinu. They paid Abraham the bizayon. If you tell them, I am your husband, they'll kill me. And Hashem, He don't want, when you have a test, you have to be, you're not allowed to take, you have to support the test, but you have to be clever how to support it. And Abraham Avinu Alav Shalom, he supported the test, but he was very clever how to support the test. He said to Sarah, anyway, we're in the middle, they will take you to the palace of Paro. I will be very down, I will be very sad. I don't know what's going to happen to you. But anyway, whatever happened to you, there is Hashem to protect you. In the meantime, I'm sure that Hashem will protect you. And not only will protect you, if you give him money, he will not say, I made Abraham rich. Why? Because he paid them damage. He paid the damage. It's like he paid you the damage. I mean, it's like
you catch the car and somebody paid you.
Yeah, like you catch the car, you have to pay the damage. I mean, it's you know. Can you imagine the suffer that she suffered as Sarah Imenu? So the money was good. I would like just to tell you this. You know, in Argentina, in Brazil, in America, everywhere, wherever you go, you have every country in his kind of test. Believe me, all kind of tests that you can imagine, Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov, they went through that test. One of the big, and Abraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov, they fight, strongly they tested, all the kind of test for Hashem. Yes. Can you imagine in the Parsha of Toldot, this beautiful Parsha, Yaakov Abinu, alav shalom, how much he suffered with Esav, and then he had to leave his house. He was an old man. He went with no money to look for a woman. Can you imagine? Yaakov, he knows that he is the best. Yaakov, he knows that Hashem loves him. Well, Hashem, you love me. Why I have to suffer? Why I have to go? Why I have to go to Haran for 22 years there? Hashem, please. Sometimes people, they travel to China for 1 month, for 20 days, without the wife and the children, for Parnasa. And they ask Hashem, why I don't have Parnasa in my house? Why I have to travel? I have the same. I have to travel tomorrow night for 1 week. Bemet. Hashem, why don't send me people, rich people, to help me to keep my yeshivot, my institutions? Why I have to travel? Hashem, why? I do that for you. It's your Torah. Why I have to suffer? Sometimes I may say, why I have to work for other people? They are sitting in their home, and I am planes. I am in the air, in danger. Why? And they are sitting with their children. They are sleeping in the bed, and me, I'm the plane. And you know, sometimes the plane is moving, and why all this? And the food, they have to sit 12 hours in a chair. Abraham, Yaakov Abinu, Hashem, Abraham, my grandfather, Yitzhak, and me, it's Yaakov. Why I have to suffer? But they never ask questions. You know, when the Jews, when they left Egypt, they arrived to the sea. And the Torah said the Jews started to cry, to pray to Hashem. And then Hashem started, Moshe Rabbeinu started to pray, Hashem, what's going on? So Hashem said, Matitzak Elai, what are you screaming? Matitzak Elai, Dabel bin Yisrael, tell the Jews to go. When to go where? To the sea. They don't know. To drown. They don't know how to swim. They know nothing. It was a big problem, big nisayon. There was there somebody, Nahshon ben Aminadav. He went inside. But at that moment what happened? Hashem said to Moshe Rabbeinu, Hare matecha, take the stick and show it to the sea. Don't hit the sea. Just show it. Harem matecha, just show you stick to the sea. The question is, why? Why to show? What's this stick? I mean, do the sea know something about the baston? What's this? Show. When the sea will see the baston, the stick, it will divide himself. Why? I was thinking, and then that's what happened. When the sea saw the baston, it opened. There's a lot of reasons why it opened. The sea saw Yosef HaTzadik, the sea saw Nahshon ben Aminadav, the sea saw Hashem, and the sea saw the baston, the stick. But let's forget about everything. Why? Take harem. Harem is take, lift off, left. I was thinking that the baston, the stick, Hashem created the stick on Friday. The day that Hashem created Adam, He created Adam on Friday, and before the first Shabbat, He created the baston, the stick. Why? Hashem, before Shabbat came, He did a condition with all His creation. He talked to the rain. Hey, rain, I know that I'm not. He said, on Shabbat I rest, but if the world needs the rain, even on Shabbat, rain. A lot of people ask me a question. But if Hashem rests on Shabbat, why there is it's rain? Because Hashem said it's like if you do an alarm clock before Shabbat to wake you up on Shabbat morning. It's like Hashem He did an alarm, a program on the world that when the world needs the water, there is water. Timer. It's good, huh? So Hashem said to the nature, hey, usually the sea, Hashem created the sea that never the sea can divide. The sea, where you see the sea, it's there. The sea has no right to change its place. Less if Hashem decide, but Hashem he did a condition because that the animals remain animals, that the sea will remain where it is, that the trees, that the apple will remain an apple, you know. So Hashem said to the sea, but you the sea, in a few thousand years the Jews will leave Egypt. And you need to cross yourself, and they have to cross. They have to pass through you. So Moshe will come and will ask you to divide yourself. So you have to divide yourself so that the Jews can cross to go to the mountain of Sinai to receive the Torah. That Torah that I'm going to give to Moshe after 40 days. You do it? You accept? So I accept. Now the Jews arrived to the sea, and they were screaming. And the Moshe Rabbeinu, he said, Hashem, what's going to happen? So he said, why are you screaming? Carry on. I already did a condition to the sea when I created the world, that when this time came, she will divide herself. She will separate herself so the Jews can. And the sea didn't want to do it. You know why? Because the sea, she thought, like the Rahayim HaKadosh said, the Jews have no Torah yet. Only through the Torah, she will give the Jews to pass, but with no Torah. So that was a big problem. So Hashem appeared. And Nahshon ben Aminadav as well was in the middle of the water was coming to his neck. Because he listened to what Moshe Rabbeinu said. And you know what happened? You know what happened? It happened that Hashem said, "Hey Moshe, left the baston, left, harem,
Right. Yes.
harem,
Take up.
take up. Excuse me, take up, correct, harem, take up the baston." So what? Take up the baston. So what this is gonna? What this will understand? Harem is the same letters of
Haran.
Har, the mountain. Mem is the 40 days. That means mention to the sea that on Erev Shabbat, because the baston was created on Erev Shabbat, that Hashem on Erev Shabbat, He did a condition with the sea that when the Jews arrive, the sea will separate herself so the Jews can cross the sea to go to the mountain, Har Sinai, to receive the Torah that Moshe Rabbeinu will receive after 40 days. It's incredible. When the sea saw the sea understood what Moshe Rabbeinu was meaning, and he opened himself for the Jews. All the seas. Now we understand. Hashem, all those tzaddikim that you see today, behind Pinto doing miracles. And now I would like to, all those tzaddikim that you see today that you do miracles, because Hashem, He did with the world a condition. When the Jews when a tzaddik want to change the nature, he can change it. Here, I have a man who came to Morocco, to the Hilula. His father, he had a big tumor in the brain.
Wow.
Look how big it is. He lived in Canada. And he said, Rabbi David, I cannot go. Because my father, he might die. I told him, you go and pray for him. This year. You saw him there. He's a man, Ifegan, from Canada. He's
Okay.
And he came, and he prayed. We pray. You know, after the Hilula, he told me, Rabbi David, now I'm going to go from here with a big happiness that I'm sure that my father will be well. A week after he arrived to Canada, he did a scan. Cure, finished. No tumor. Look, clean. It's incredible. This is the strength of the tzaddikim. Look the difference.
Clear. It's clear.
Before and after. This is tzaddikim. Hashem, He did a condition with all kind of tumors. When a tzaddik pray, Hashem accepts. But don't forget one thing. The tzaddikim had a lot of nisyonot. A lot of tests. And why they are tzaddikim? Because they never say why to Hashem. Always accept whatever Hashem wants from them. So, with the zechut of the tzaddikim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, give you bracha v'atzlacha, ובריאות כן רצון, פרנסה טובה. Yeah?
Can I? In English. I
Yeah.
want to listen.
Yeah.
With the permission of the Rabbi, I listened something very good. I want to share with you. It was in New York, and it was a big conference of the richest man of the world. He went in the conference with 1,000 people, and he said, you know, I have money. I'm very rich. I have a COD check here. I want to sign a check for $10 million. Who wants, now you see my signature. Who wants that check? Everybody raised their hand. So he did something else. He take the check like this. He said, now it's a little damage. How many of you want? Only 100 people. Just take the check. After this, he take the check a la ritzpa, to the floor, and he put water, cafe, So I have now a little damage check with cafe, with everything. How many of you want the check of $10 million? Only one person raised their hand. So he say, all the 999 people, I don't want to know why you don't want. But you, very poor and young guy, why you want this check? And he say, because I know you have the money, and even I have to clean, I have to do so many things to fix the check. The check is still value $10 million. And this Musar teach to me so many things. The rich man is Rabbi David, because he's the richest man, because he has the Torah, he has the Zehut Avot, Rabbi Chaim Pinto Akatan, Rabbi Chaim Pinto Agadol, Kol Tzadikim. He's the richest man, and he want to share his treasure, that is the Torah. And people like us, they see us. I know him for 10 years, when I was nothing, when I had nothing, believe in nothing, and he said to me, you are you value millions of millions, and like the check, we need also to do the cleaning. What is the cleaning? The teshuvah. Someone of you, maybe, Baruch Hashem, Jewish education and all this, just need a little brush to clean. Someone like me and many of you that listen to this, maybe we need to go to dry cleaning, to Senkasek, and make a big cleaning. But what the most important thing is, this Rabbi David Pinto Shelita, Bezehut Avot, he trusts to us like we are diamonds and value millions of dollars. So we must follow him because you are the best. Shabbat Shalom.
Hashem is the best.